what up guys? It's Kischardio. Right in my hand right here, I have a big chunk of carbon fiber. Look at that beauty. That's going right here on the SuperDuke fairing. Max, grab that way and show us what it looks like. I got my dude Maximus with me right here. That's his SuperDuke in the back. This is about to be a beautiful, beautiful build series of all of the carbon fiber that I got from Moto Composites for the SuperDuke. I'll show you guys real quick. It's this guy right here, Moto Composites. I was looking about doing carbon fiber and I looked at a lot of the options. Moto Composites, in my opinion, had the best quality and the best pricing. And look at that, that is just fucking gorgeous. Love it. So today we got a lot of pieces, but we're starting specifically with this front fairing right here. And then we're gonna do this fairing over here. Max is on wrench. I will be watching. Max has a Coca-Cola because he's a recovering alcoholic. Just kidding, that's not true. Max is not an alcoholic. But Max has a Coca-Cola and I have got myself, what, a Drake's IPA. I'm basically gonna drink and watch this guy do work. If you haven't been following my Instagram, which is on the screen like right down here now, or this way, Kischardio. If you haven't been following that or you haven't been following the YouTube, you need to do that right now. The bike is freshly washed, as you can see. Looks pretty gorgeous. Look at this. Fresh Pirelli Diablo Rosso Corsa 2s put on this morning. Freshly washed rear wheel. Let's just go over this thing again. Look at that bluing in the Austin Racing pipe.
30, I think, is gonna fit this best. Usually that's what KTM uses for most of their bigger bolts.
Guys, some background on Max quickly. Maximus, he is a smart person. And he was jumping up and down at the opportunity to actually do this work on my behalf. So in order to maintain my anonymous life and actually get my bike built and do all of this video, I needed a solution, and that's what this man is. Look, you gotta recognize Max's Dianese shirt. Show us those pecs. Show us that above average muscle mass. And let's look at Max's
Oh, it just pops right off. There's like a rubber grommet there.
KTM hat. This guy's committed. So guys, while Max is doing this real quick, let's go check it out again. Something I've been thinking about doing, and we need your opinions now, and we'll look when the bike is done with all of this carbon fiber, because like I said, it's the front fender, it's the fairing, it's the rear seat cowl, eventually it's the tank and the ignition, it's going to eventually be the mud guard, it's everything.
I think I found another screw down here.
Okay, well, what do you need from me, sweetie? So anyways, what I was saying is once this thing's fully carbon fibered out, we're gonna take a look at it. We're still gonna have the white subframe back here, and we're still gonna have the orange frame, but then we need to decide if we actually wanna make the wheels half white, half orange, and keep the stickers or do away with the wheel stickers. So, lots to do. I got the Blaster X taillight on right here. You can see it's clear. Let's go look at Max's over here. Max has the OEM that comes on the SuperDuke. And I'm gonna cover his license plate with my hand. I might have missed it, but whatever. He's got this black taillight. You can see this black glass. And it looks a lot better in my opinion than this. And so we got the license plate off because this is all gonna be carbon fiber too. But one thing I'm considering doing is getting the OEM taillight back on here because, you know, especially with this thing going darker, it just seems like it needs that black finish because when you look at it from the side right now, it's beautiful, it works.
I think the black looks better.
I think the black looks better too. I totally agree with you.
I left mine that way for a reason. Screw in there. I can't tell if there's a screw in there, but I don't think there is. I feel like I just pulled it back.
Well, it's definitely moving.
All right, so we got the back bolt. Then there was another one underneath this black panel up here. We had to do the front piece of it. There was one behind here that we got on the back side here. And then there was a little bugger way in there in the front that gets the whole black apparatus up here.
Yep.
And then there's a bolt inside that you have to push forward, essentially, and then it just all comes off. So this is the piece I was talking about.
Yep, that locks into that.
Yeah, it just essentially, you gotta slide it forward, otherwise it's not coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one that was the biggest challenge, you won't be able to see it very easily, but here you can. This guy ends up being way up in here, and when everything is super far in there, like it's, unless you shine a good light in there, you're not gonna find it.
Well, good work, Max. Let's detach that little KTM piece right there. So guys, if you take a look at my bike right now, you will notice rear seat cowl, and in addition, no passenger pegs. Extremely clean, extremely mean, very dedicated. If you look at Max's, You'll see he's got the Acura covering the single-side swing arm. He's got passenger pegs. Let me get my shadow out of there. Passenger pegs and a rear seat. There's only one reason. It's because he's an eligible bachelor. It's because he takes women on motorcycle rides on first dates. So,
Not
as you can
first
see,
dates, more like
what, second dates?
I mean, if the occasion should rise.
If she's riding, is she riding?
I mean, if it makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. And Max is going to do this eventually. Open up this single-side swing arm, show that whole fuck you wheel, and make this gap accentuated. You want to show every bit of middle finger possible in between here.
Look at the profile of your new tire. Like this is actually a lot
Gorgeous,
more
right?
of a sharper profile than the Metzler tires it comes with stock.
Yeah.
So you can see the spacing between
much
the rear
more
fender.
peaky.
Yeah,
You're right.
it definitely has a sharper profile, and it still fits. But I remember when I did this with my Ducati, it actually ever so slightly rubbed that rear fender piece until it wore down a bit.
Yeah.
I love how KTM gives you the room for that. I used to have a torque wrench. What happened to it?
I believe that's it on the ground right there.
Thank you.
Are you a mechanic or are you just pretending? Hold this piece up and show me what that finished piece looks like. That's going on which side? That's going on this side, and that's going to go down there. Oh my God. Look at, and just hold it under the light again so we can get some of that reflection. Oh, that's juicy. All right. If you guys see me out in the streets in San Francisco, or in the Bay Area, up north in Marin, in the headlands or wherever, this is what it looks like on the lid. You'll probably recognize the bike in the jacket, but this is a close-up of the helmet to show you RF 1200.
There was a guy that saw you. He did a U. Pretty much where were you? Just coming off the highway.
We were way north. We were way
up
north.
by Petaluma.
Yeah.
Some guy followed us off the highway, and he's like, "You're Kischardio."
Yeah,
And you're like, "Fuck yeah, I am."
We've seen it a few times. I've probably been recognized maybe like, I don't know, I'm just estimating
This is one of
around
my first rides
10.
with you, so I was like, who is this asshole?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is getting recognized for his shenanigans.
But if you guys do see me out there and you do recognize the lid, definitely stop, catch up to me, wave me down, say hey. The other guys that caught up with us, I think we had lunch with that one
You
guy.
are surprisingly nice for who you are.
Keep doing your fucking job. But yeah, definitely flag me down. I love meeting you guys. I love talking bikes. I love people seeing the bike in person and just being like, wow, this is
We're
awesome.
ready to go. I just need a couple screws. This one's on. I mean, look at it. This is it.
You're saying this thing is on. Let's see.
This is what it's going to look like. All I got to do is screw in a few of the bolts. There's 2 in the front, 1 on the side. You know what that means.
Max gets his first joke. He was telling me before we got on camera, he's like, I need a good joke. Well, you just got it, dude. You just got it. Oh, wow. So, oh my God, that thing is fucking pretty.
I'm in the no decal camp right now, but
Change
change my mind. Change my mind. Let's
That's
see what
right.
happens.
Sit at that table.
Yeah.
So this is going to look
All right,
amazing.
hold this,
Yep.
please, and I'm going to go get the bolts just so it doesn't fall.
Drake's IPA. First time having Drake's Brewing. Pretty good. Best Coast. What does it say? West Coast, Best Coast? Because that's what we say in Manhattan when you talk about living in the West Village, but I'm assuming that's what they're talking about here. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not changing my life by any means, but pretty damn good. Holy shit. This is going to be the meanest SuperDuke in the world when this thing's done. What do you think? Is that one on right there?
Oh my God. That is, in my opinion, that's like the crown jewel of all the carbon fiber
That's the big
pieces.
piece.
That is, I mean, it changes the dynamics so much. Because you look at this. You go from white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. You ready?
Yep.
I mean,
It does look mean.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
The way it can change the whole look of the bike.
It
with
just
one
looks
piece.
angrier with that black that comes forward, from this angle in the front especially. Let's turn this headlight, and I mean, is the key close enough? Wow. What do you think about that?
I think that's a sexy bike in the background.
So Max, you're putting together the other fairing right now.
Yep.
That's a big, pretty piece of carbon.
I'm trying to be gentle with it because the carbon, while it's, for its weight is incredibly strong, it's still a little more brittle than plastic.
Right. It's not as flex, right? And actually, it might even flex as much.
It flexes, but
It's just like, alarmingly light.
I just think plastic's a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
And so you just be careful. So there's 2 in the front, both connected to the radiator, and then there's 1 on the side, right next to the tank there. That's a tricky one. Can't see anything right now. There we go. All right. Actually, that's it. We just did it.
You done?
That's the last piece. We got the front 2 radiator screws in. And right here on the side. So that's done. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1.
Awesome. Anyways, guys, big thanks to my man Maximus here, who absolutely crushed it doing the install here. Like I said, this is part one of a series that's going to have multiple episodes where this is the first carbon piece we do, but we're going to do the fender, we're going to do the cowl, we're going to do under the tail, everything. So definitely comment, like, subscribe, all of that. Make sure you do subscribe so you can check the future episodes. Again, to Moto Composites, where these came from. Very high quality. No, dude, really impressed with it. It looks amazing. I cannot wait to see this thing when it's fully carboned out. Like I said, this is going to be a full Carbon Fiber SuperDuke build, and this is just the very first episode. So link in the description down below at Moto Composites. Check to see if they have your bike. If you do end up getting something there, tell them you came from Kischardio's channel. It'd be huge. And if you don't, and you just want to watch how insane this bike turns out, make sure you subscribe again. Like I said, next video is coming out soon. It's going to be the next install of the carbon on this bike, and we'll see how bad this thing looks once we're done. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty mean. Max, any parting words?
I get to keep it if I build it right.
That's a bullshit lie. All right, guys. Like always, until the next one, we'll see ya. Peace.
If I left, then it made no sense. And you tell your friends, and they call your friends, baby, never mind.